Alright, hello and welcome to the D-Ranks Team League Season 6. The first set we're going to be casting today is Week 3, Stealth Bunnies versus Air Force Con, which you guys should be able to see on your screen right now. I don't have the other matchup, Despa versus Team Alco Kings for Week 3, so it's just for Week 3 it's only going to be Stealth Bunnies versus Air Force Con. And to start off, we have Stealth Bunnies at an advantage because Cop didn't show up on Saturday. That was my match, and I tried to get in contact with him, and it just didn't end up working out. So there's a walkover right off the bat. So Stealth Bunnies is already up in the set, and we're gonna go right into Fighting Spirit with iykguil versus Venfox. Okay, in the top left hand corner we're going to have, as the red Terran, Venfox, and in the bottom right we're going to have iykguil, who's under the tag SBI91. So let me update the player positions and the names. Okay, cool, that should look good. So let me know if anything is messed up. Alright, so the map is Fighting Spirit, and it's TVT. So everything should play out fairly as we expect it, and it's going to be really cool because we'll get to see these players. They should be most at home on this map, as it's easiest to find ladder games and everything like that on Fighting Spirit. So hopefully it'll make for a just a better game overall, with the players just really settle in. And we see, I'm gonna call him I91. iykguil is kind of a weird name. I could call him Ike, maybe. Let's call him Ike. He's gonna be Ike, and this is Venfox up here in the top left. Make things easier. And both players are getting their gas, so nobody trying for a Rax expand. But Venfox, he is getting his gas later and is a little bit late to saturate it. So his factory is going to be a lot farther behind. So we'll see if that comes into play, maybe with an early vulture by Ike. He could get in there and do some good damage. Looks like he is going to double scout. It's actually fairly interesting. He's not like, if he was going for a Rax expand, I might be okay with this, but it seems a bit excessive. And his scout's now going to get into Venfox's base, where he's going to see nothing too interesting except for there still is 3 guys on gas as he waltzes right by the Marine, which could be a mistake or it could be intentional. It looks like at this point it's got to be intentional. Meanwhile, Ike, he's still got 3 guys in gas as well. So once the factory's finished here, we're going to have to see what these players decide to do. Looks like Ike's SCV is now retreating out of the base. Doesn't get the kill though, and that's a nice little bonus for Ike. As we're still waiting, he must be doing starport, right? In the meantime, Ike getting his machine shop. And actually, you know, I kind of like this. Just if he's blocking the SCV at the ramp, it feels like Venfox might have a good chance of misreading this as a really fast expansion. He saw 2 scouts, and just Marines and an SCV at the top of the ramp. So, and of course he is getting his expansion up, but not as early as say a Rax expand. And ooh, it's going to be a 2-port by Venfox, getting his Vulture out. In the meanwhile, we see Ike. He's getting just a tank for now. He's got the gas, but not the minerals to maybe start siege mode. So, is he going to be prepared? Looks like he's just getting a depot for now. He still has time. He can choose to throw down an engineering bay or an armory, and he can still come out okay against this 2-port. Now the question is when he's going to get his cloak timing on this 2-port. It's going to be fairly important. Looks like he is starting his control tower immediately, which normally I think you see 1 Wraith on each port before you see a control tower. But he's not doing that, so looks like a second factory coming up for Ike, and now he's getting his armory, so he's going to be okay for a time, but he's definitely going to need to get detection fairly soon. Goliath's still fairly decent at warding off Wraiths, even when they have the cloak and you don't have much detection, because the Wraiths will be fairly low on energy. Looks like he trapped 2 SCVs back here on accident. And there's the cloak. And also interesting is that he's not lifting his barracks, as we do see Ike now lifting his barracks, attempting to move across the map. Not a bad pattern. I would like to see it go more through the middle though. That way you can see a push that usually come through the middle in this early stage. But in the meantime, he's just getting up his 2 factories. He's got his armory down and getting his academy as well. So he should be fairly okay to deal with this. Has 2 Wraiths now moving out. 3rd almost done. And Cloak about 3/4 of the way done. So by the time he gets there and really gets into the thick of it, Cloak should be completed. And the academy nearing completion. So he's going to have a definite window here to get a good number of SCV kills. Looks like he's actually taking out the Marines first. And this isn't a bad strategy if you're maybe getting siege mode in the back, or getting a large amount of ground forces, but he's just got the 3 Vultures and 3 Marines. So would have liked to see him go straight for the SCVs, but now harassing the Goliath as well. And the academy is done. Now the Comsats on their way. Looks like just 1 for now though, as a 2nd Goliath's now coming up. He really needs to repair this Goliath. He's on it. Yeah, he's gonna be fine. Oh no, the Goliath doesn't stop running away. And he does lose that, so, and it looks like he might lose another one. Looks like his scan is up, and is he going to get a Wraith? He does get that 1 Wraith, which was already damaged by the Marines. So very lucky there for him. I don't know if it was an intentional target fire or just bad luck. And looks like now Venfox, he's moving out across the map with his Marine and Vulture force, getting his expansion up in the background, as well as continuing to pump more Wraiths. Looks like an engineering bay now up, so he can get a couple turrets, probably just 3. I would say 3. 1 near your main, 1 near your factories, and 1 near your natural. And looks like Venfox's forces are coming in the front, but there's 2 tanks. They should be completely fine against this, and a Goliath coming up to support as well. But the Vultures in the meantime are going into the mineral line. They get about 3 SCVs so far, a 4th now coming down. The Wraiths come in from the back, trying to do a bit of harassment on the Goliath. Venfox not happy with the way things are going so far, as a Goliath does get another Wraith. And it's very interesting. I think just that late gas timing, thus his factory is pretty late. He really didn't have too great of a window for his Wraiths that he could have had. And it looks like he's just going to go ahead and double expand actually, as he now throws down his 3rd. This is a pretty common response when your early game pressure doesn't do too much. Especially with the Cloaked Wraiths, he's going to be able to keep his opponent, assuming he keeps their energy pretty high and doesn't overcloak them. You're going to slow down his push by a lot. He's going to have to scan a lot. He might run out of scans. All that good stuff. So he definitely can most likely defend this 3rd. And it's going to be up to Ike to either put on some more pressure and really harass him, punish him for taking the quick 3rd, or get his own 3rd and just defend it. Looks like we see siege mode almost done now for Venfox. He's getting a couple tanks of his own and picking off that barracks. Let's see, in the meantime, adding another factory. I'd like to see him add maybe just a couple more, depending on his game plan. But if you're about to lose that barracks, if you can afford to add a couple more factories, it's always good. Especially if it was in your game plan already. As you don't want to get delayed and have your timing pushed back by losing the barracks. Looks like he's going to move out now. And this is really bad for Venfox, as his wraiths are currently on his side of the map, right outside of his natural. They're not really going to be able to slow down this push at all. And he's getting his gas. Really hurting for that at the moment. And looks like Ike, he's going to be able to just waltz across the map. Completely unopposed, and this is looking really bad for Venfox. Ike, he's just moving right in, taking a lot of shots. He does not want his tanks to go first, but there they are in the front. Looks like the race coming in. They're now cloaked, but Venfox is anticipating the comsat and moving back now. He's getting his own engineering bay. Looks like he's got one tank still alive. He's bringing out his SCVs to fight. He could lose a lot of SCVs here, and that could pay for the push just by itself. Losing a lot of race now too as the scan goes down, and this is looking really bad for Venfox. I don't think he can hold this, as Goliath's just continuing to walk their way in. Just that A move. Science facility coming up in the background. He's up to 5 factories, and the Venfox's natural is falling. He gives a hearty guffaw, apparently, as I think he realizes his game is over, and complains about the lag like a boss. So game 1 goes to Ike, putting Stealth Bunnies up 2-0 now.